Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivana Dari Gopijana Vallabha Girivana Dari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivana Dari Gopijana Vallabha Girivana Dari Sodanandana Vajjana Ranjana Jasodanandana Vajjana Ranjana Jamunatira Vanacharinati Jamunatira Vanacharina Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivana Dari Gopijana Vallabha Girivana Dari Yasodanandana Vajjana Ranjana Yasodanandana Vajjana Ranjana Jamunatira Vanacharinati Yamunatira Vanacharinati Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Pravajakacharya Astatirasada Shishimad. His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki, Anantakota Vaishnavanda Ki Jai, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai, ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Prem Sigaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaur Bhaktivinoda. All glory to some of the devotees. All glory to some of the devotees. All glory to some of the devotees. All glory to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. We're going to need a book here. I need a book. I don't. They didn't. It wasn't written today. There is no verse. There's no book, no verse. But the people are here.
Wonderful story. Tell us about your world travels.
48. 6948. Oh, I think he went on to a couple more verses.
Oh, really?
Or did he? Oh, yeah, okay. No, yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah. 48. You're right. Again. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So this morning we're reading the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 9, Appearance of the Demon, Vritrasura. But was he a demon or a devotee? Kim Darapam Mai Prite Tatapi Vibhuharsabha Mai Ekanta Matir Nanyan Mato Vanchati Tattva Vit Kindarapang Mai Prite Tatapi Vibhuharsabaha Mayakanta Matir Nanyan Mato vanchati tattvavit King darapang mai prite Tatapi vibuharsabaha mai kanta matirnanyan Mato vanchati tattvavit Kim darapang mai prite Tatapi vibuharsabaha mai kanta matirnanyan Mato vanchati tattvavit Mukunda. Mato vanchati tattvavit. Very good. Mataji. Kim drapam mai prite Tatapi vibudharsabaha mai kanta nanyan Mato vanchati tattvavit. Kim, what? Darapam, difficult to obtain. Mai, when? When I. Prite, satisfied. Tatapi, still. Vibhuda Rishabha, O best of the intelligent demigods. Mai, in me. Ekanta, exclusively fixed. Matihi, whose attention. Na anyat, not anything other. Mata, than me. Vanchati, desires. Tattvavit, one who knows the truth. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace. Srila Prabhupada ki. O best of the intelligent demigods, although it is true that nothing is difficult for one to obtain when I am pleased with him, a pure devotee whose mind is exclusively fixed upon me does not ask me for anything but the opportunity to engage in devotional service. Purport. When the demigods finished offering their prayers, they anxiously waited for their enemy, Vritrasura, to be killed. This means that the demigods are not pure devotees. Although without difficulty one can get anything he desires if the Lord is pleased. The demigods aspire for material profit by pleasing the Lord. The Lord wanted the demigods to pray for unalloyed devotional service, but instead they prayed for an opportunity to kill their enemy. This is the difference between a pure devotee and a devotee on the material platform. Indirectly, the Lord regretted that the demigods did not ask for pure devotional service. Om Jnana Tamadandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chaksuram Militam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Mukham Kotavatalang Pangam Langhaya Yatkripa Talaham Bande Sigurum Dinataranam Vanchakapa Tuyubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhyevacha Paditanam Pavanevyo Vaisnavevyo Namo Namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivan Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. It is said in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Katanchana smate yasman, duskaram sukaram bhavat, vishmate vitaritam shat, Sri Chaitanya namami tam. That if one remembers Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then very difficult things become very easy. But if one forgets Lord Chaitanya, then very easy things become very difficult. So here also, the Lord is saying that nothing is difficult for one who pleases Him. So this is the goal, to please Krishna. It can be difficult if one isn't in the proper mood. Just like these demigods, they're not in the proper consciousness. They're praying to the Lord, nice prayers, but they want something in return, and it's not a spiritual. They want to kill Vritrasura. He's not a demon. Yeah. It appears like he's a demon. They want the Lord to kill him. Yeah, they want him to kill him. Yeah. So it's not a selfless desire, unfortunately. But there are pure devotees that are demigods, such as Narada Muni and Yamaraj, one of the Mahajanas, Manu. But generally the demigods are sakama devotees. They want something in return. Like most people in religions all over the world, they want something in return for their service to God. Like people come and they put donations in the hundi box and they show, I see it, you know, people show, they Krishna. But the mood should be savai pung sang paro dharmo yato bhakti haidu kapiyata yatma suprasidati. The supreme occupational duty for all mankind is that by which one can engage in loving devotional service. Such service must be unmotivated, in other words, no material motivation, and uninterrupted. No material motivation. The motivation should be to please Krishna. This should be the motivation. Not easy, but not impossible either. It is possible. So we're trying to achieve this this very high goal, but now we're in, as Prabhupada says in one purport, we're in the probationary period of devotional service. Probationary period of devotional service. It's like someone might be in prison, and he gets out after some time. But quite often they put him on probation. Be careful. Otherwise, you do any, it's like they're restricted. They can't leave the state or something. So they're restricted, and if they do anything off, then immediately they're back in prison again. So we're also in the probationary period of devotional service. We have to be careful. We can go back out again into the prison. Yeah. It's like so many devotees come, they practice Krishna consciousness for some time, but then they mess up, commit offense to devotees, or just in general. Just like we have the 10 offenses, those are if we're free of those 10 offenses, we made it. We made it. It's because we commit these 10 offenses that we're in the probationary period of devotional service. So we gotta give it all we got and try to achieve this very wonderful goal of Krishna consciousness. I was just reading this book. Javita has this book over there, Forbidden Voices. It's of devotees that are in prison. They went to prison due to some offense, murder or all kinds of things, robbery and all kinds of things. But we have these devotees, Chandrasekhar and Chandamoli Swami, and others. Yeah, there's others. There's a whole crew of devotees they're putting books in prisons. And these murderers and gang members, and just like their hearts are being softened. It's just like completely amazing. There was one guy. He was a multi-millionaire. He had everything. Driving on a leaner jet. Just had everything. But he wasn't happy. He just wasn't. He wasn't happy. So he tried everything. But he thought, well, let me be a little adventurous. And he went to rob a gas station. He's got millions in the bank. I mean, this is the material world. You just try different angles of happiness. Well, that didn't. Let me be a little adventurous. Let me rob a store. 7 years in jail, but it was the best thing that ever happened to him because he got the Bhagavad Gita, became a devotee. He's a devotee now. It's amazing. No, he lost all his money. Stock market. He just lost everything. Well, I guess while he's in prison also he lost his stuff. So, such is the material world. He had everything, but wasn't satisfied. He had everything but Krishna. Krishna put him in jail, then he got Krishna. And one of the prisoners said, before he went to prison, he was so miserable. Just suffering so much. And then he went to jail and he became free. Huh? Yeah, Krishna. But he felt like he had never been so free in his life when he went to jail and got Prabhupada's books. And then when he finally got out of jail, he became bound again. He got all entangled with his friends and relatives, and then he got entangled again. Yeah. But then he committed another offense, went back to jail, and this time he stuck to Krishna. And even when he got out, he continued on in his Krishna consciousness. So Krishna gave him another little slap, and then he woke up. So yeah, this material world, it's a prison. It's not a nice place. Dukkhalayam asasvatam. It's a place of suffering. And the suffering is actually, it's a blessing. It helps us to remember, it's not our home. It's not our home. Our home is in the spiritual world. So there was one prisoner who he was suffering so much. And he had like 30 years, really bad. I forgot what it was. So he just thought, I can't live like this. So he's decided, I'm just gonna hang myself. I can't live like this. So he got the sheet, and got it all, got a noose there and everything. But then, just before he killed himself, he looked down and he saw the Bhagavad Gita on his bed. What happened was, previously a neighbor had slipped the Bhagavad Gita to him. And he picked it up and he said, what's this here? He put it on his bed. But then as he was getting ready to kill himself, he looked down and said, he thought, well, maybe there's something there. Maybe this isn't it. Maybe there is something there. Maybe this will answer my questions and give me some relief to this material world. So he read it and he became a devotee. He became a really sweet devotee. These books, they save people's lives. Yeah. And Chandramauli Swami also, the way he became a devotee is also pretty amazing, since I mentioned his name. There's this Mataji named Devi Shakti, and she's one of our Queen Kuntis in ISKCON, really a saintly lady. So she would go on book distribution for years, and her goal when she would go out is to make devotees. Not just distribute books, but to make devotees, and she made a lot of them. She made also, Devamrita Swami. So she was a very bright lady. She went to Chicago University, same place Devita went. Not an easy university to get in. She's sharp. But she read the Bhagavad Gita and finally got some answers. And she was thinking, this is the most important knowledge I've ever read. I have to share it with people. But she didn't know how to do it. And then she met some devotees and heard about the temple, went to the temple, became a devotee, found out about book distribution, and she said, this is how to share this knowledge. This is how to get this knowledge out. So immediately she became a book distributor. And then eventually she ended up in India, helping the preaching there. And Prabhupada told her that your mission is to keep the book room empty. They would fill it up. Your mission is to empty that book room. And some years ago she said, I'm still trying to empty that book room. So, this is the solution to the problems in the material world. People don't know. But we have the solution, we have the cure. Nibratatar sar bagiyamanas bhavosas totam aroviva. Ka uttama shloka gunanamana pumang virjeta vina pashugnat. That glorification of the Lord is relished by those who are no longer interested in this false, temporary, illusory happiness. And this is the medicine that can cure the disease of material existence. This is the medicine. We got to get the medicine out. Huh?
Is it a bitter medicine?
It's a sweet medicine. It's a little bitter. It's bitter in the beginning. It's bitter in the beginning. But it becomes sweet. It becomes very sweet. We just have to keep taking it. Just like someone who has jaundice. Someone who has jaundice and they take sugarcane and it's bitter. But that's the cure. You keep taking it, it becomes sweet. So it may be bitter in the beginning. Some people, it's a little austerity. 2 hours chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. I mean, you have to do that for 2 hours every day. There's got to be some taste. Otherwise, can't do it. So we had to pray. Got to pray for that taste. And this mantra is actually custom made for Kali Yugites. This is the Kalar Doshan Hey Rajan Asti Hey Kumadgana. In this age of Kali, there's so many faults, unlimited faults. Just like now we have a presidential election coming up. And people are hoping, maybe this will be a good one. Everybody is always disappointed. Well, not everybody, but mostly people are disappointed. Oh no. A lot of disappointment in our leaders. But we do have good leaders. Like we have Srila Prabhupada. He said, everything in his books is in his books. So people just read his books, they become purified. Get guidance on how to perfect this human form of life. And Krishna comes in many ways to help us. Maya Mugdha Jivari Nahi Svata Krishna Gyan Jivarya Kapoya Krishna Veda Paran. That the living entity cannot revive their Krishna consciousness on their own. Imagine if we didn't have the Bhagavad Gita, we didn't have the Srimad Bhagavatam, Prabhupada had not come. Imagine. And we're trying to understand the truth. It'd be impossible. So Krishna comes out of his mercy. He comes and he gives us the Vedas, Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita. He sends his pure devotees, Srila Prabhupada. Brahmanda Pramidekona Bhagyavan Jeev Guru Krishna Prasadi Pai Bhakti Lata Beach. Yeah. The living entities are wandering throughout the universe, planetary systems, many universes. But if one becomes very fortunate, Bhagyavan, he receives the seed of devotional service. And this seed has to be watered. Now we have weeds. Already we have weeds. So we're trying to get rid of these weeds from the heart and replace these weeds with this creeper of devotional service. And how is it watered? Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, Smaranam Padasevam, hearing about Krishna. Yeah, we got to get this taste for hearing about Krishna. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, we hear about Krishna, we have to give it out. Just like many of these prisoners, they would read the Bhagavad Gita or they would read Science of Self-Realization. Oh, we're like, wow, this is amazing. And they would share it with the other inmates. And they would become devotees. Yeah, it's amazing. It's a domino effect. Yeah, there's a lot of devotees in the prisons. And they write these beautiful poems to Prabhupada and to Krishna. Oh yeah, the artwork also, yeah, nice artwork. It's incredible. So we're also prisoners. We were what do you call it? When a child rebelled, yeah, we were rebellious. Yeah? We were rebellious. Now we're trying to be good sons and daughters again. And by the mercy of Krishna, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, this is possible. Srila Prabhupada is such a compassionate person. He, of course, pure devotees like Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. I was in Calcutta, and the place where Prabhupada met Bhaktisiddhanta, Ultatanga Road, the place where Prabhupada met him. I just went there a couple months ago. It's beautiful. Radhanath Swami got some fundraising, and it's just so nice. It's beautiful. Just to be there where Prabhupada first met him, it's like, wow, this is really nice. Yeah, I was on the roof. Yeah, they set it up so beautifully. It's just immaculate. No, that's not the place where he was born. That's where the jackfruit tree is where he was born. I think there's going to be a big memorial there. They're working on that now. I think the jackfruit tree is still there. So, yeah, Srila Prabhupada is so compassionate. He wrote a very nice poem. He was known as Kavi. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, upon reading his one poem to him, he said, whatever he writes, print it out. And he became known as Kavi. He was such a good poet. So he writes in one of his poems that, where is my loving father? Where is my loving mother? Where is my relatives? Now it's just a list of names. I have my children, I have my grandchildren, I have my wife. Now I laugh. But then he goes on to say a very interesting statement. He says, but on the spiritual platform, everyone is our brother, not tinged by the smell of Maya. All these relationships in the material world, it's all tinged by Maya. It's not our real relationship. Our real relationships are in the spiritual world with Krishna and Krishna's devotees. Those are our real relatives. These are our devotees, are our real relatives. So we're trying to, we're in the, what do they call it? The prisons, they call it correctional facilities. So these temples are correctional facilities. We're trying to become good devotees again, although we're in this prison of the material world. Now in the prison system, if someone, let's say someone is in prison, he's got a sentence for 30 years. But if he's a good prisoner, he gets out on good time because he was a good prisoner. They let him out early. So we also had our karma. So many sinful activities we did. Now we're in this correctional facility. And if we're good devotees, we get out early. We go back home early. So this is the result of practicing Krishna consciousness. We get purified, as it's stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam, not Srimad Bhagavatam, Tamasima Jyotirgana. Where is that? No. It's in the Vedas. All right, that's broad. That's good. We're safe there. It's in the Vedas. Tamasima Jyotirgana. Come out of the darkness and go to the light. So this darkness is this bodily conception of light, this misunderstanding of reality. Yeah. This misunderstanding of reality. That whatever appears to be real in this world, but not connected to me, know that to be my illusory energy. So, if we're doing anything and Krishna is not connected with it, this is Maya. Yeah. And if we're doing anything Krishna is connected, then we're on the right path. Yeah. So then one might ask, well, how do we know if we're connected, we're not connected? Therefore we have the guidance. Yeah. Krishna guides us. Yeah. He tells us, what to do, what not to do. Otherwise, we had no clue what to do, what not to do. And this is the I think, is the mode of passion. They don't know what to do. They don't know what not to do. But devotees know what to do. Everything is very clear. Just like when I was growing up as a Christian, I didn't have a clue what was good, what was right, what was wrong. Everything is very vague. I mean, there's some little bit that's there, but you join the Hare Krishna movement, everything is very clear. Very clear. You got the 4 regular principles, chanting 16 rounds, reading the books. Everything is very clear, and therefore it's so nice. If we follow this, then we grow. We go to the light, Krishna consciousness. So, is there any questions or comments or discussion? Mukunda? Yes.
What I found very interesting in this whole section of the, because we've been studying the prayers of these demigods for some time now, and now the Lord is answering them. And that is that they weren't entirely unaware of the real platform of completely pure devotional service. There's one verse in their prayers where they say, the pure devotees are completely satisfied with just drinking the nectar of your, Krishna Katha, and they don't want anything from you and like that. But they can't, it's just something that they're seeing, but they can't be that way, They're too much overwhelmed with this fear of this Vritrasura, who, as you say, turns out to be a pure devotee inside. It's a wonderful story.
Yeah.
So that to me, that's one of the most important instructions in this whole passage, is that you may know theoretically what Krishna consciousness, pure Krishna consciousness is, But still, if you're not careful, your lower self will drag you down, and you'll be fruitive about it, and you won't be able to come up to that pure platform.
Yeah.
So it takes determination to be completely selfless all the time. It's not easy.
Yeah. You got to walk the talk. It's not easy. It's like I talk also, but to walk the talk, that's the difficult part. And we have to do it in a way that's pleasing to Krishna with no ulterior motives. Just like Jesus said, he said you should sing your prayers in the closet. Because sometimes people make a show, they're praying. You see me? Everybody see me praying? Try to get some recognition. So he said you should chant your prayers in the closet. So it's just you and God. So yeah, to have this selfless desire to serve God, it's not an easy thing. But if it was easy, then we'd also give it up easily. The things that we get very easily, we give up very easily. But if you try to achieve something and you give it all you've got, that's what we have to do in order to achieve what we want. Pure love. We got to give it all we've got, and once we achieve that, we'll never give it up. We'll never give it up. But that's what it takes. We got to fully sarvadhamam pratyaja maimekam saranam vraja. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I'll free from all sin-free action. Do not fear. So somehow we got to pray for that. Determination, as Ravita said. Determination, enthusiasm. Krishna will help us. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu, for wonderful talk. My question is, in this world of cutthroat competitions, when we go out, we work, right? There are people who may be envious of us, try to compete for position, for power, for money. Then how do we keep ourselves fixed? Because sometimes we get worried about all those things also, because to keep a family and get things going, and at the same time have that attitude for devotional service.
Okay. Yeah, Prabhupada encouraged competition amongst the devotees in book distribution, but just to please Krishna. But in your job, don't get involved in competition. Keeping your position. If Krishna wants you to keep your position, you'll keep it. If he doesn't, you won't. So just do your job and do you have your family. You have to take care of your family, but don't get entangled like them. Getting absorbed in this. Competition. You got to keep my position. If Krishna wants you to keep it, you'll keep it. If he doesn't, you just do your duty. Karmana daiva nature janto deho. You have a right to perform your prescribed. You're not entitled to enjoy the fruits, so don't worry about the fruit. Just do your duty, and Krishna will take care of you. He takes care of everybody, right? Even the atheists out there, he's taking care of them. So that's a nice thing about devotional service. We don't have to worry. Krishna will take care. Don't worry. Okay. Yes, Dimitri Prabhu. Dimitri. Dvijamani.
We were just talking about devotees in prison. And I was thinking, was there ever a case of somebody getting initiated in prison?
Yes. A friend of mine.
Could you share that story?
Yeah, sure. They can be initiated in prison, sure. I know of one, so I'm sure there's been many. Sure. Yeah.
Could you share that story?
Well, there's a devotee I know from Miami. He was nice devotee, but he only did one illegal drug exchange with a drug dealer, and he got caught, and he went to prison, and he was 5 years in prison. But he was a nice devotee, just kind of went off. And he had a relationship with Hridayananda Maharaj, so he asked, please, I'm chanting 16 rounds, I'm following regular principles, please, can you give me initiate? So he gave. So, yeah, I'm sure it's happened quite a bit. Yes.
I have a god brother named Rakta Simha Prabhu, and when he was 17, he very gruesomely murdered somebody. Like, it was like really bad. Wow. Like, it was like really, really bad. Anyway, I won't get into the details. But yeah, when he was 18 when he first went to prison, and 4 days he was in prison for 4 days, and he saw somebody get beheaded completely. He was in it was like a really bad prison he was in. It was like one of the worst in Texas.
Oh my God.
So he's 18 years old, 4 days in prison, and he sees that, and then he said he's seen somebody get cut open and
Guts coming out.
Yeah, he said he's seen a lot.
Oh my God.
And yeah, he got a hold of Prabhupada's books by my other godbrother, Sridhar Shyam Prabhu, who does some prison preaching. And yeah, eventually my spiritual master went to the prison and visited him, and then eventually he got initiated in prison, and he just got out like 2 years ago now.
Wow.
So yeah, and he was living with my that godbrother of mine, Sridhar Shyam Prabhu, at his farm and helping there. So.
Happy ending.
Yeah.
Wow. Jeez. I'll tell you another interesting story about a criminal. He was from Lithuania, and he was like a big criminal, big time. He didn't get caught. He was smart. He thought, I better get out of this country. They're going to catch me eventually. So he left. And he was traveling around Europe, and he got on a spiritual quest. He wanted to know, what's life about? Who's God? What's the goal of life? And he was talking to people, and a few people were telling him, you got to go to India. India is where you find, it's like an oasis of spirituality. You should go to India. He kept on hearing. He said, all right. He hitchhiked to India, kind of like Radha Swami. So he went to India, and he's traveling around, and he met some people, and he got one of Prabhupada's books. And he was like, wow, this is amazing. He'd already talked to a lot of people, but this is impressive. So he found the temple there in Chaupati, and he was visiting, and he started chanting 16 rounds, and became a devotee. So he was there for a few years as a brahmachari. And he said, maybe I should call my mother, let her know what's happening with me. So he called her up. Probably been about 4 years since he contacted her. So he was talking to her, and he said, by the way, I forgot to tell you, I'm a monk now. She said, you're a monk? How is that possible? Yeah, well, the mercy of God. What kind of monk are you? I'm a Hare Krishna monk. And she said, Haribo. Haribo. He said, how do you know Haribo? Some person would come in door to door and sold the Bhagavad Gita to me, and I liked it. I started chanting and reading, and I found out where the temple was, and eventually got initiated. And she's initiated, and he was still a bhakta. So, yeah, he wanted to ask a question.
Yeah, hi, my name's Brian.
Nice to meet you, Brian.
Nice to meet you. I'd only been reading the Vedic text maybe for a month now.
Okay.
I met Gary and Johnny. I don't know, Das, I don't know how to pronounce her name, in Ojai.
Ojai.
Yeah, they said they know some of you guys, so I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just wondering what that meant by initiation when you say that.
The initiation is, first we read the books, we kind of get implanted in the philosophy and the whole process. We chant 16 rounds a day. Have you ever chanted any rounds yet? Rounds are beads, and there's 108 beads on one round. Okay. And we chant the Hare Krishna mantra here on each bead.
Yeah.
So that's 16 rounds. It takes about 2 hours. So we take a vow at initiation to chant the 16 rounds of this mantra. It takes about 2 hours.
Nice.
You got to have a taste.
Yeah, no, I love it. Thank you. I appreciate
So
that.
so then also we follow 4 regular principles. Don't gamble, no intoxication, no meat eating, no illicit sex, no sex life outside of marriage.
Absolutely.
Like that. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate that.
You're welcome. You just visiting here?
This is my first time to the temple. I live in Fallbrook, so like 45 minutes, an hour away.
Oh, you're not far away.
I've actually watched one of his sessions online.
Oh, okay. Javida Prabhu.
I took a yoga class in Ojai, and it was, they were doing the Hare Krishna mantra and stuff, and I loved it. And,
Okay,
and
good.
I started yoga, and then I met Gary and Burj Das up there, and yeah, now I'm just really interested.
Very good. So every Thursday we have a program next door in this house here. Starts at 7:30, right? It's,
I bought tickets or something online, and then I didn't.
no, it's for free.
Okay, yeah. I
Yeah.
didn't know if it was online or not. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna come this Sunday. I think. Do you guys do this?
Sunday also 5:30. 5:30 Sunday, 7:30 next door.
Me
Huh?
and my mom are gonna.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have a thing down in. Yeah, what is it place? Chula Vista. How far are you from Chula Vista?
Probably a little further. It's equal. It's probably about an hour.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So every Friday, what time? 7:15. You could get the information from one of the devotees here if you're interested in doing that. Chula Vista is south of here.
Okay.
It's almost to the border of Mexico. So if you're interested, you might want to.
Yeah.
Check that out.
I actually travel all over, so I'm gonna try to fit all this into my schedule.
Oh, good. Very good.
Monday, Tuesday. Yes. Yeah, that's what the one I watched.
Yeah. How far do you live from here?
Like an hour,
Oh
probably.
yeah, an hour. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm gonna try to make it as much as I can in person and watch what I can online.
Well, you're welcome. Yeah. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
I hope you have a very nice experience. Very good. Yeah, right after prasadam. I mean, right after class, we're gonna have prasadam. Yeah. Yeah. 15 minutes.
Next time I'll be able to. I got my daughter in the truck right now.
Uh-oh.
She's older. She's a teenager, but
Okay. He'll pack some for you. For him and his daughter. You're vegetarian?
yeah, I am.
She's vegetarian too?
I'm trying to get her to be.
Okay. She'll like this. We have good cooks. She'll like it.
Thank you. Guys. You want to make some advancements? No. I really respect that. It's so such a young age. That's amazing. That's amazing.
He'll give you some more sweets. Give those to him. We'll get more for you. One for your daughter and one for you. Okay, anything else? Okay, thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.